Welcome back. Once again, seeing more Higurashi. What would a Saturday be without more of the disaster that is the Hinazawa syndrome and everything else attached to it? Of course, with the previous season being a little odd in several of its episodes. And with comments telling me that the main meat of the story is already over and everything else is wrapping up side plots and weird fun bits along the way, I really do wonder what this is about. But there's only a few ways to really gauge and judge what's coming up, and that's to watch it. So, I hope you're ready, delving back into the rural village and the dangers that lurk within, no matter what form it takes. Let's watch some more Higurashi. Starting right off with a dash towards the phone booth. Got some strong reoccurring feelings back from the first season. Keiichi losing his mind. Although I don't believe anyone was... Yes. But I don't think anyone was actually following him back then. And why is it that almost every season has a differing art style? Why is it this is the kind of thing that you'd listen to at like a holiday camp or something? That kind of upbeat nonsense. Now, this season, unlike most, though, I know a tiny bit about. And by a tiny bit about, I mean literally one sentence where I was warned this was a bit more of a slice of life type bullshit compared to the rest of them. How true that is, I don't know, but this opening is kind of going that vein, isn't it? How bouncy is all of the animation? Jesus. Why was Renner and Hanyu left until the very last beat of the music? I think I know why he was running to the phone booth now. Yep. Just ignore the goings-on that's happening in the class. That's a good teacher. God, Buddha, any deity that may be out there. Not these three, though. Okay. I'll be back with the Soul Brothers. The greatest quad that there ever was. It's going to be one of those episodes, isn't it? Just no more fur seals, and I'll at least be slightly happy. At least he was allowed to wear that underneath, but where did the trousers come from? That would be one thing. A lot of the outfits he's being forced to wear are rather breezy. That he loses sight of the game that he's playing right there. Oh. It's more just avoiding defeat than winning, I see. That's his greatest problem. By imagining the... What? Imagining his victory at hand? Is that what they're going... Yes, I think that's what it is, since mentioning her. How hungry is he for victory now? Yes, she would probably enjoy that. So, what, are you going a little further? If she's dressed as a maid, why not get her to look after you for... Feed him? Hopefully? Where's your mind going, old man? I see where his mind is going. That old man. Oh god, it's gonna be one of those kind of episodes. Oh, Jesus. I can see it out of the corner of my eye. Really, his imagination is so powerful. So vivid. Now he cannot lose. Well, unless he just melts himself into a puddle before the game begins. Yeah, and what are you encouraging him to do as grown adults? These are not the types of people you want to be taking advice from. What was the Angel Mod costume? Or uniform? Isn't there more of just the same kind of maid server type stuff? Was that what it was? Wiping glass? What the hell is that? He's not on board. You got to get some... You got to really sell the idea to him. Oh, that. Who knew that Angel Mod had uniforms that come in that small of a size? Oh god, please use a cloth. You don't want to use streaks and don't want to leave streaks and smears. Someone's getting put on a list for this, and unfortunately... Jesus fucking Christ. Unfortunately, it's going to be every animator that worked on this scene. Really making the most with his camera, isn't he? I think he was brought over and sold on the idea. Are they each going to have... Are they... Oh, I see. They came prepared. But are they each going to have their own time to shine, coming up with a new plan and game? But also, if they blows his load and comes up with all of these great ideas now, is he going to have anything that is going to live up to his imagination when he's actually going to play the game? I think I know where this is going. I'm immediately lost. Oh, not this shit. I thought this was a big thing a few years back. I remember seeing pictures of it. Don't think it's, for hygiene reasons, still going on. Good use of the meme, I guess. I'll give you that one. How much would it cost to book out the entirety of the restaurant thing there? I don't like the weird fisheye lens for this. But the fact they've got their heads together so close after coming up with this kind of plan. At least leave one of them out of it. I need something left of my dignity. Please, for the love of God, let it be clean. So we can really tell the inner machinations of their minds with each of the different games they're coming up with and what they are imagining. With the sponge. Is that like a white noise filter texture over the bubbles instead of doing actual bubbles? Please never make that face in my presence again. That was actually a lot cleaner than I had envisioned immediately after the premise of that punishment game, so I'm glad it ended there. Being reduced to just bass noises rather than any phonetics. It's definitely too strong for the kid. He's not ready. Secret flower? What? Okay. I see that forbidden door. I see when you get to imagine a deity, as it were. And yet so revealing in certain places. What's paper got to do with this? That's what paper's got to do with this. Water. It's not very structurally sound when there's, moisture in the air. And you know he's truly evil when he's just slowly walking to keep up. Yes, he is. But also, this seems a lot more like... It seems a lot more like sadistic teasing than the punishment game that the others went through. Please curse them all. They sorely need it. At least mop up the classroom when you're done. There you go, that's what I was saying. If you go overboard now, there's nothing left to play with. There's definitely not so that the less scenes animated, so my channel doesn't get taken down. Slightly more advertiser friendly, but not really. I'm so glad the YouTube version is blurred. What is the not attraction, what is the big draw of bunny girls things? I've never seen it myself. A recorder? A recorder. You actually meant... That's not gonna go down well in band practice. Oh, I hate that wording was so funny to me. So he's quite quick, that one. Did he bring a change of clothes to class today? He's gonna need it. I think you could have stopped after like the fourth slap, but what is the point of all of this? Is it just to play out various fantasies? Or is there any... Well, I guess this first hill one didn't really have a meaning to it either. What are you going to do to the teacher? No comment. Please keep the movements and the high-pitched little noises to a minimum. If you are still in schooling and with classes yet to go, turn off the episode now. Do not get any ideas. Now, as somewhat of an artist, I would agree with you got to learn proper drawing and life modelling at some point. Not with ulterior motives in mind. I don't think you get the idea of anatomy and proportions that way. Why was she brought into the punishment game anyway? Did she have the okay? So yeah, sure, I'll play along. Can't get a good look from this angle. Yeah, the main word here being still. I think he might be slipping too far into the fantasies. He's not doing it correctly. He's a man of formalities, this one. Good point. If it's all for the pursuit of studies and art, that's why you don't want to piss off your educators. How much of a pretzel was he? Did he enjoy that? I think the idea of some physical repercussions might have got to him in the end there. Now, I think we've all daydreamed at one time or another, but I don't believe I had anything like this when I was at school. Of course, I could be wrong. Now, that is a scathing sentence. It's... Aha. Do you really think that they are going to go easy on him now? If the idea of imagining what he wanted, what if he was to win the next the next game, hearing all of these ideas have just set him off down a path of failure. He doesn't... Yeah, he doesn't hold back, does he? Doesn't distinguish between genders as long as there's a maid costume involved. Is the rest of the Soul Brothers going to be here to have their input? Satoshi? They're in this together. Yeah. Suddenly, what? Going to just join in on the story from here on, is he? Ah. Put down the yogurt slowly and step away. I'm so aroused. Which is worse? Well, it's the ideals of the girls in the class, so yes, they would decide that something like this would occur. A bit of column A. But he seems so fervent and excited about the idea. Is Shion going to be okay with Satoshi going down this route? An unfamiliar ceiling? The world of delusions. Are we saying that fantasies and dreams are, well, I guess, best kept in moderation? He's becoming a true Slaneshi devotee. Huh. Rather than paranoia and fear, the true syndrome is rather perverse. I can see that also being used for military purposes. Should she be wearing such a short skirt when the beds are so low? I mean, we've seen her fall to the idea of the seals and Renner earlier, so I don't think every man she needs to be looking out for. I like that the signature's still there. To protect the world from devastation, they have just leapt through the window. He is a lost cause. There's no way back. Oh, there's actually no way back. Screw modern medicine. Just have some lead. That solves most problems. Does he actually have the little squiggly dust motes and whatnot? Nice. And now, the strained, terrified call finally getting through. Why are you dreaming of me, Keiichi? That's quite weird. Yeah, when Actually, no. Did she bring spare magazines? Well, as a call through to the police, what a horrifying conversation to hear. Has he left a farewell note for all of this? Who's this task being handed down to? And what? This was just a way to have all of the various fantasies and fetishes play out, wasn't it? No one woke him up after class. In the end, it was all a dream. Until it wasn't. This is some Twilight Zone layers of dreams type bullshit. Back to the various deities. Run. Whenever they appear, run. Well, as long as none of them start wearing outfits and costumes, at least my eyes might be spared another day. He's a little familiar, but he's always so happy to see them. Is he going to have to break free and turn away from the band of brothers here? He's not like them. He's different. Just how far do these delusions go? What are they willing to do? Best left to the imagination. Or not think about it at all, actually. Okay, going straight into more happy-go-lucky, bouncy, fun music after questioning Keishi's sovereignty. I like the idea that they've animated all of this sequence here of them running just normally and then just freeze framing it every now and again. I like that style. But are the other episodes ahead of this one going to be just as perverse, just as questionable, just as advertiser unsuitable? That was an episode. Letting yourself fall into your own perversions and delusions, slipping into the world of the imagination, or waiting for the knock on the door considering everything I just watched.
FBI, open up!
But callbacks to previous season with the Soul Brothers and whatnot, I'm all for that. Just whenever they're brought out, you know it's going to be stupid. You're going to talk about some weird group think and get along where you can pull through this together. And then you realise the actual substance of their conversations are mainly questionable. But if there ever was some parasite eating away at their neural links, this might be the less of evils. Having just a nice delusion of random punishment games and whatnot going on in a loop in your head, rather than thinking that everyone's out to get you and behind you and footsteps around every corner. Yeah, cool. Might lead to less final circumstances, less bloodshed. More court cases, but less bloodshed. There really isn't anything to say here, is there? Anyone that knows this season, and knows episode 1 of this season, knows what was coming up. And did you get what you wanted out of it? Did you want to see me degrade my character, my upstanding, pure soul? I'm never going to be the same again. Well, considering some of the stuff I've seen on my channel, I don't think anyone would believe me if I pretended to be all good and innocent. But I really don't know what to do now. When we have the previous seasons where, you know, the village was in danger, we knew the things were at stake, the parasite, the dark side of the world and the conspiracies, sure. But now that that's over with and these weird side storylines, I can't pin my finger on any of it. So it's just going to strap in, try and enjoy the ride and come out of it without any permanent injuries. Not sure what that one's going to play out though, so if you have come up with your own any punishment ideas, I would say let me know down in the comments, but then again, considering I've done punishment games to myself, I'm not playing the file, but if you want to know, go back and watch my Girls and Panzer videos. Yes, all of them. I'm not telling you where it is. I think you'll get the idea of what I'm getting at. But if you did enjoy this one, if I entertained you in any way, if the show itself deserves it, leave a like on the video. Your own thoughts down below, and consider subscribing to the channel if you don't want to miss out future content. Maybe even join to my Discord to get notifications, play the card game thingy we have there still, or just hang out. Remember, there are votes every now and again. So, grab some rest. Have some nice dreams. After this, it might be difficult. And I'll see you for the next one. I need to thank everyone that is helping support the channel with only minimal amount of punishment being aimed my way. And those are the likes of Sal, Guado, Kite, Ribbon Filamara, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else. For without him, I would be sat in my room watching anime in a nice frilly dress, with no one to appreciate it.